Good morning and welcome to Vision. I'm so glad you're here today. I'm glad you're joining us. For those of you in the room, it's really nice to see you. For those of you joining us online, thank you for being with us this morning. We have a lot to celebrate, so we're going to get started right now. Let's stand together. And how much joy do you think you could muster up today? Let's find out.
Good morning, Vision. How are you this morning? Excellent. Good, excellent. Before we go any further, let's pray in, okay? You with me? Let's do that. That's what we do here at Vision. So what I know is, joy abounding, love happening right here, wisdom flowing through this powerful group. What I know is that God is all there is. That there is one activity happening, and that is Spirit happening, showing up as us, living its life through us. And so I know that everything we think of as God, abundance and wisdom and power and glory and love and joy and order and peace, all of those qualities of God, they also flow through us and as us in the world. They must. We are out picturings of the divine, and that is the divine life of God. So I know we come together to remember that when we're out in the world and we're forgetting who and what we are, we come together to remind ourselves and to remind each other that there is only one. There is only one God, one Spirit, one universal intelligence, and that it shows up in form, and we are that. And so is everything in the manifest universe. It is the body of God. Tread lightly upon the earth, for it is the body of God. And I give great thanks for this community coming together to remind ourselves and each other that there is only one, and we are it. It is love, it is joy, it is Spirit, and so it is. How is everybody this morning? Goodness gracious. Oh my gosh, it just feels like there's so much energy, isn't there? Maybe it's because the temperature has cooled down. It feels like we're so much more energized to do stuff, right? Do stuff and dance and play and do all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I'm here to tell you a whole bunch of stuff, and I can't even think of one. And I came up here without an order of service, so I don't even know how this is going to go. We'll figure it out. I. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, look at this. Oh my gosh. I've got it all now. Abundance. Abundance. There is abundance of orders. I am supplied and supported by the universe, and I don't even, right? You don't ask, you don't get. Isn't that the way it goes? Yeah, we're going to have a whole morning of abundance. I wanted to let you know that we are a community that knows three things, right? We are surrounded by a power and presence in the universe, that it responds to our most predominant thoughts, and it outpictures accordingly. This is the ministry of Ernest Holmes. It was the ministry his whole life, and this is what Science of Mind and Spirit is. This is what Centers for Spiritual Living teaches. So, just bear with me. I will get grounded in a minute. But we have practitioners to help us get grounded. I'm going to see one right after the service. There are practitioners. They are licensed spiritual counselors who guide us into this truth of our wholeness. It's been there all along. We know it. And we have practitioners who help remind us when we have temporarily forgotten. So I would love the ministers and the practitioners to raise their hands so you know who we are. Look around the room. These are the people to go to. These are the people that you say, hey, would you please pray? I'm having a challenge here or there or with something. And these are the people that pray with us and know the truth for us and hold that and just know it. There are prayer request boxes for your prayer request forms. They're in your bulletin. Fill it out. If you put your phone number on, we'll call you at home and pray with you over the phone or leave prayer on your voicemail. However you would like prayer support, we're here to support you. So do that. Be here. After service, after this celebration today, we will have prayer one-on-one right in this room or in the classrooms around. You can get one-on-one prayer. For our vision community at home, good morning. Sorry for the rocky start, but now I've got everything I need. You go to our meet and greet room after the celebration, and you can get one-on-one prayer there as well. There will be practitioners online. You can go to a breakout room and get prayer as well. We are here to pray with you and for you because that's what we do. That's what we are all about. It says so right on the wall. Prayer changes things, and this is what we know. Prayer absolutely changes things. So what else can I tell you? Practitioners, I know, I've got it. It's here. I've got guest packets. If you haven't picked one up, please pick one up. Find out what it's all about. It tells you all about Vision and about Centers for Spiritual Living Worldwide, which is the group that we're affiliated with. Gives you the history of that, Science of Mind and Spirit, where it came from in 1919 was Ernest Holmes' first book. So fabulous stuff. Tells you all about us, and it has a greeting right here. And we say it every week to remind ourselves. We say it for our guests. We say it for our community online to remind them, and for anybody else who might be tuning in for the first time. You ready? Let's say it together. Whoever you are and wherever you are welcome here. You are safe and you are loved. Just feels so great. Thank you. Oh, and while you're doing that, I want you to turn to somebody around you and say, welcome to Vision, or let them know who you are. Say your name, something. I love it. Everybody gets so chatty. That's what I'm supposed to say. Huh? Yeah. Welcome to Vision. You can say that. Just welcome to Vision. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here now, and I'm gonna turn it over to our celebration singers. They're gonna do our centering song. Prepare us for meditation. Thank you.
Abundance. Good morning. My name is Paul Hemmerling. I'm one of the licensed practitioners here at Vision, and now's our time for meditation and contemplation. I invite you to get comfortable in your seats. We'll have some quotes. The bowl will ring. We'll enter a period of silence. TK will keep track of the time for us, and the bowl will bring us out of meditation, where we'll move directly into our time of community prayer. I invite you to take these words with you into the silence. Abundance is not something we acquire. It is something we tune into. From Wayne Dyer. And from our founder, Ernest Holmes. Abundance has always been ours. Happiness and peace have always been ours. They are ours now. They are the very essence and truth of our being. And staying grounded in that silence, in that infinite potential. I know the truth. There is one life, one energy, one mind, one power, one experience. Beneath and below all the sensory reality of my three-dimensional experience, I know that there is a unified field of self-aware love. It is divine, it is holy, it is grace, it is spirit, it is God, it is life. And I know that this life presence, this divine flow of energy knows only of itself, finding no barrier, finding no blockade, finding no edge. It is one within itself, knowing only its own self-expression. And so as I know this is the truth of all life everywhere, I know that it is the truth of me on every level. Body, mind, and soul, financial, friendship, love, health, all that I am, I am. I am one with the infinite, one with the grace, one with the potential of all life. The limitless possibilities are right here and right now mine. And as I know this is the truth right here and right now, I speak this word knowing that peace is the truth of each and every one of us, that harmony is the deep calling unto deep. And I know that all that has transpired to this point can be erased in love, in unity, in trust and peace and joy. And so I know that friendship, well-being, international peace, world peace, peace in our neighborhood, peace in our own mind is right here and right now. Truth, available, and expressing. And as I know that that peace in the world is the truth, I know that financial prosperity, abundance, opportunity is right here and right now the truth of me on each and every level. I know that there is gold dust in the air, that I am surrounded by the very good of life. And I know that money flows effortlessly and easily into my experience, satisfying all of my projects and leaving me uplifted and solid on a foundation of infinite well-being. I know that spirit moves within itself to give and to receive. That fulfillment is the seed of the desire. There can be no want in God, therefore there can be no unmet need in this life. Spirit denies itself nothing through this life of mine. And as I know that this is the truth, financially, friendship, peace, well-being, I know that health is mine right here and right now. There is no breakdown in spirit. There is no illness in spirit. There is no need for any age-related conversation. The universe is 14 billion years old, and that's just the part we can see. The infinite I am that I am is timeless, and we are one with that. And just as I know that the path of that hurricane caused destruction, I know that spirit is right there, rebuilding, re-energizing, renewing, replacing, building back better. And I know that this is the truth of this body. Anything that has moved through this body and left in its wake a path of illness or discomfort is right here and right now eradicated, cleaned up, set aside, moved on, and rebuilt. Rebuilt to the blueprint of perfection. I know that every organ in this body is in concert. The blood, the bone, the tissue, down and down, the molecules, the cells, the subatomic particles, all of it is dancing to the music of the unseen conductor in perfect harmony. This is the I am that I am. All that I desire, all that I require is available and given freely. And I say, thank you, God. And I open my hand and I accept that gift. So knowing right here and right now that all is well, that all is given, I give great thanks for this day, for this opportunity to prove these principles. I give great thanks for the volunteers, for the music, for the musicians, for the sound team, for the hospitality, for this building, for this weather, for all the good that is this life. For Reverend Patti is that perfect vessel of Spirit's message. All of it, all of it. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Everywhere I look, I see something that is working in my life. I say, thank you, God. And I release this word into the law, knowing it shall not return to me void. I know that it is done. And join me as we say together, and so it is.
So it is.
And so I am.
So I am.
And so we are.
And so we are.
Amen.
Amen. Our soloist today has sung here more than anyone else, I would say, as a soloist. I think that's true. He's a man of abundant talent and goodwill. Please welcome Andy Anderson.
Thank you. Here we go again with that I'm here all the time story. I celebrate my abundance today. By giving this gift, I show my faith. As I open my heart, my world becomes a better place. I release all fear and I share gratefully. This love that I give always gives back to me. Knowing my oneness with everything else, I know that all that I am, I give to myself. I celebrate my abundance today. By giving this gift, I show my faith. As I open my heart, my world becomes a better place. I release all fear and I share gratefully. This love that I give always gives back to me. Knowing my oneness with everything else, I know that all that I give to myself. Celebrate my abundance today. By giving this gift, I show my faith. As I open my heart, my world becomes a better place. I release all fear and I share gratefully. This love that I give always gives back to me. Knowing my oneness with everything else, I know that all that I give to myself.
That was beautiful. Look, and I just got $1 million for it. That's just lovely. We're in a new month. Don't you love it? I love it. This is going to be the fun one. We've been living everyday wonder all year long, right? Living everyday wonder, for this and for that, for work, for play, I don't even remember all the months. Well, today, this month, living everyday wonder, finances. Finances. We're going to have fun with this one. We're going to have fun this month because I think, that's probably one of the things. It's like we get really tight. Don't you get tight and constricted around money? It's like, it's like unexpected bills and like things happen and where am I going to get it's a very constricting sort of subject. So we're just going to have fun with it. We're going to just open up and have fun with it. And today's talk is Abundance is Mine because I thought, well, we're talking about finances this month, but really abundance is where we need to start because abundance is more than just money. Abundance is this big umbrella concept. It is this huge God quality. It's up there on the list, right? It is a big quality of God called abundance. And though it's more than just money, it's more than just finances. It is abundance of all good things. Abundance of all things that you would welcome into your life. So I figured, let's start there. Let's start with this quality of God known as abundance. We'll get to the finances part. We'll get to the money and the prosperity part this month. But let's start in abundance because it is the quality of God and it is infinite. And that's the part we really need to resonate in. We need to steep in this truth that abundance is infinite. It flows. It flows. You can't get away from it, right? It flows. We are surrounded by this quality of God known as abundance. We're surrounded by it. We're immersed in it, right? It presses up against us from all sides, and it waits upon our welcome. And that's an important part, too. Ernest Holmes in Love and Law said this: if you could realize the tremendous power of attraction that holds everything in its place, it is yours. It is yours, this gift. It is the divine birthright of every living soul. But we limit ourselves by thoughts of limitation. Now we must open the doors of our consciousness and expand and expand and expand, and no longer think in terms of the backyard lot, but in terms of the infinite nature, in terms of the universe. So that's where we're going with this talk of abundance. This is what it's all about. The quality of God, known as abundance, has no limit. In and of itself, it has no limit, has no set point. We limit it. We limit its expression through our lives by our own thoughts. The world reinforces these ideas, don't they? The world, the human race consciousness all around us, it reinforces this idea of limitation. There's only so much to go around. How many times have you heard that your whole life? Ever since you were little, ever since you were growing up, right? The big people around you, there's only so much to go around. We see that mentality all the time. We see it in the news, we see it on television, even stories, even the dramas we watch and stuff. They reinforce constantly this idea that there's only so much to go around. And then we'll run out. Oops, no more, right? We'll run out. And they show us, pie charts. We get pie charts all the time, right? Big old pie chart. There's only this much, and then there's only, and then here and there, and then it's gone. Forget it. You're out of luck, right? Pie charts. It's crazy. It shows us how much there is, and then there's no more after that. And I think to myself, well, get another pie chart, right? Infinite number of pie charts, aren't there? Then I started thinking about it, and I went, wait. No, let's not talk pie charts. Let's talk pi, the number. The number that is used to calculate the area and the circumference of a circle. Pi, P-I, right? That's what they called that particular number. It is an irrational, non-repeating number that never ends, right? We know pi. We know it for high school geometry or whatever. Pi equals 3.14171. It goes on and on and on. We have used computers to calculate pi to 22 trillion digits, and it still goes on after that. 22 trillion digits. Pi, 3.14, on and on and on and on, to 22 trillion digits. And still there's more of it. It is an irrational, non-repeating number. It is infinite. And so are we. So are we. So instead of thinking pie chart, think pi, right? Think pi, think 3.14. That's the kind of pi I can get behind. Creative mind and success, Ernest Holmes said, we are not limited by actual boundaries, but by false ideas about life and by a failure to recognize we are dealing with the infinite. Because it gets reinforced in us every day. This idea of limitation gets enforced ever since we were brought into this world. We are told by the big people, we're told by the government, we're told by our friends, we're told by our bosses, there's only so much to go around. And we buy it, we buy into it. It's a false idea. We must recognize abundance. First step, we must recognize abundance as a quality of God, therefore a quality of us. We must recognize it. We must know our worth. That's an integral part of this thing. And we must welcome it in. Now, look, if it were just only about prayer, doing a prayer in the morning, prayer at night, say a couple of affirmations a day, we'd all be rich, wouldn't we? Let's face it, right? There's more to it than that. There's got to be. We have to recognize it as a truth, not only a fact in our lives, because facts change, don't they? Facts change all the time. We knew it was a fact the world was flat at one point, right? We knew that. That was a fact. We sail too far, we go off the edge. Boom. We knew it as a fact that the sun revolved around the earth. We knew that was a fact too, except we didn't, except it didn't, and it doesn't. So facts change when we learn greater facts, but the truth is eternal. And that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about spiritual principle, and abundance is a spiritual principle. It's a truth. It's an eternal truth. So all of these things, recognizing abundance is truth, knowing we are worthy as a truth, and welcoming, hello, God's calling, and welcoming our truth, right? Welcoming in our truth. Welcoming in the truth of abundance everywhere. Not efforting, welcoming. Ernest Holmes always used to say, we don't make things happen, we make them welcome. Because they're already here. They're already here on some level of the infinite and some level of the invisible. It's already here. When we make it welcome, we'll talk about that in a few minutes. When we make it welcome, it ushers itself in. It stands at the door and it awaits our welcome. Everything does. An abundance of friendships, an abundance of money, an abundance of health, an abundance of joy. It all waits upon our welcome. So recognizing abundance as a truth, knowing we are worthy, that is the truth of us. This is our divine birthright because we are that which thou art. And then welcoming, not efforting, that's the work we do in consciousness, right? That's why we're all here together, to remind ourselves and each other of who and what we are. We come here together and we remember, yes, God. Hey, God, how you doing? We remember, and when we remember, then we can demonstrate these principles, right? We are fed opposing messages all the time. Even the ones that you don't hear, they seep in, don't they? Even though you don't think you're paying attention, but you hear this stuff on the news, you hear it on the radio, you hear it, your friends even saying it. The world says, human race consciousness says, it floats all around us. There is lack. There is limitation. There is only so much to go around. And our inner voice, that still small voice inside of us, that seed of perfection that is nestled within us, that Walt Whitman said, I got it right this time, it was Walt Whitman, said, the seed of perfection that is nestled within us. It knows truth, and it speaks truth within us. The universe is infinite. You, dear one, you are an infinite idea in the mind of God. There are infinite forms that arise in the manifest universe. Spirit is creating all the time and absorbing creation all the time. Form is coming and form is going. There is an infinite amount of creativity. This is what the universe does, and we're part of that. We're part of it. There is infinite joy, infinite wisdom, infinite love. And yes, infinite abundance, which is kind of weird because that's abundance, right? So there's an abundance of abundance. I don't care. Okay, whatever. However you want to take that in, right? More than enough. There is more than enough of everything to enjoy, to allow to manifest through you and as you in the world. Ernest Holmes said, we must reverse our position in the law. So if love points the way, this is first cause, right? This is the top of the teaching symbol. If love points the way and law makes the way possible, law is that infinite middle part we call the soil, or the non-thinking, just doing, acting out part of spirit that just continues to outpicture, right? If these two things work together and outpictures, then we have to change what we put into the law. Ernest Holmes said we have to reverse our position in the law, which really means whatever human race consciousness is flowing to us, we just go, nope, not me. That is not my experience of living right now. I don't care that, oh my God, the interest rates are going up and houses are too expensive and I don't have a job and don't change your job and nobody can get it. Whatever human race consciousness is saying, Ernest Holmes said, you just reverse your position. Nope, not me. Not me. No, does not apply. Return to sender, Nope, I'm not going to hear race consciousness. And that's what he meant about reverse your position in the law. Doesn't matter what human race consciousness is saying if I know truth. If I know truth and I'm steeped in truth and I resonate in truth and truth is all around me and that is the only thing I'm going to listen to is spiritual truth and spiritual principle, then that is what is going to start to outpicture in our lives. We must turn our back on that human race thought and dwell only in spiritual principle. We dwell only in spiritual principle. And so this is what we're steeped in, and this is what is in our bubble, right? Our sphere of availability that we live in. We carry it around with us. We bump up against other spheres of availability wherever we go, right? But in my sphere of availability, there is abundance, there is joy, there is love, there is friendships. There's all kinds of things. This is what I steep myself in so that nothing in human race consciousness can get in. It just can't, right? If we are worried about health, worried about friendships, worried about money. Wherever we're worried, we are not in truth. Remember, what worries you masters you. And if you're worried, you're not in truth. Emma Curtis Hopkins, in Scientific Christian Mental Practice, I know the P stood for something, she wrote, persistent thought about prosperity, about how prosperity is brought to us, will make you a magnet for prosperity. However, she goes on to say, your prosperity will not be the highest prosperity. It will not be useful prosperity unless you know how to teach others to be prosperous. Why? Because there's only one of us, right? We have to, what's good for me is good for all. We have to teach others. She goes on to say, the pressure of your great riches upon you will make you stiff and sickly unless you can let the spiritual principle flow freely from yourself to others. We must live this teaching. We must share this teaching. We must be this teaching and let it flow freely from us. She says, there must be a free giving of your truth, or the world may wait another 1,000,000 years for the wretched poverty of its people to be gone. So it is up to us to live this principle, to speak truth. So when human race consciousness, you can see how this works, right? So when human race consciousness has its ugly words or its false beliefs or something passing through us, we can say, be gone. Be gone. I'm turning my back on human race consciousness. When we think only truth, when we think only spiritual principle and the truth of abundance, we erase. And it's easy. Ernest Holmes said this is easy. When we think only truth, we erase that human race conscious thought from our mind. When we think truth, we erase the human race consciousness from our minds. And then when we speak truth, we erase it from the minds of others, don't we? We give others that same thought. We plant those seeds, and maybe they don't agree with us right away, but we're planting seeds every time we speak truth. So we speak truth about abundance. We speak truth about love. We speak truth about joy, about all of it. And we plant those seeds in other people's minds, and it changes their minds too. And I know what happens. I know what happens. People, you're out there doing your spiritual oneness thing, and somebody goes, yeah, but that's not the real world. Right? Do you get that? People will say, yo, but you're not being realistic. That's not the real world they're saying. You know what that really means? That means what they're saying is, that's not the world I believe in, because I am firmly planted in the condition. See, that's what they're really saying. I'm firmly planted in the illusion, so I cannot accept what you're saying. I believe in lack and struggle and limitation because I've been brought up to believe it. And so that's the truth for me, you know? That's what they'll say, you know? And you must stand in your truth, right? Because that's not truth, that's an opinion. That's an opinion that they have. Lack and limitation has been my story, it's been my family's story, it's been my generation's story. I was born poor, I'm gonna die poor, and that's all there is to it. Well, okay, you know, like what can you say? Sure, you know, the universe can only reflect back to you that you adamantly believe in with emotion, you know, thoughts backed by emotions. And the universe can only say yes. Okay, but it's their opinion, it's not spiritual truth. Spiritual truth is freedom and joy and abundance. And when we start thinking a thought and we accept it as true, we start living it as if it were true. And then we begin to experience examples of it as if it were true, because that's what we're sending out. And the universe can only reflect back to us what we believe is true. May not be truth. Maybe just their facts. Maybe their family's facts. Maybe their ancestors' facts. Maybe the culture's facts. Maybe the country's facts. But it's not truth. Truth is infinite abundance. Truth is infinite love. Truth is infinite joy. Remember, consciousness is cause. Consciousness is cause. So we must rise above the condition to see the limitlessness. We must rise above the condition to see limitlessness. We must dwell in truth. We must speak only truth to other people, even if it makes them uncomfortable, because they're living this little small limitation and lack world. And we just burst in on them with all of our abundance, right? No, life is abundant. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. They've already formed an opinion that life is lack and limitation and hard. And, you know, and after a while, they're walking around like this, you know, they've already formed that opinion. So we drop some little seeds of truth on them, bam, you know, like emerald, whatever. And it's refreshing, and it's lovely, and it's a seed we plant. You know, I don't expect people to change their mind like that. I don't expect to whip a little abundant truth on them, and they go, you know, I'm wrong. My whole life I've been wrong. You're right. This is great, you know? It doesn't happen like that. I'd like it to happen like if I ran the world. Anyway, okay, so no, it doesn't happen that way, but you go around and you plant the seeds. That's what you do. But the important part is you speak only truth. You speak only truth. Don't get caught up in this human race consciousness. Consciousness is cause. You will outpicture that thing you keep thinking about. And if you're resonating in worry and worry and worry and worry, then you start creating and drawing to yourself more things to worry about. We must dwell in truth. We must immerse ourselves in abundance. Because in abundance, if we immersed ourselves in abundant consciousness, that means we can create abundance in all areas of our life. And we're not talking just money. Like I said, I know this month is finances, but it's more than finances. What is an abundance of what? Abundance of invitations to parties, abundance of vacations, right? Abundance of friendships, abundance of free cups of coffee, abundance of whatever, of all things that make life worthwhile for you. It's abundance in all areas. See all around us. You must see all around you abundance all the time and notice it. Notice it. Bring your consciousness to it. If it's abundant blades of grass on that lawn that you passed by, it's abundant cars on the freeway. It's an abundance of leaves on the tree. I mean, really, you know, it's all good. It's all abundance. But be conscious of the abundance that is all around us all the time. We have to immerse ourselves in it. We have to recognize it whenever we see it all around us. And that is what allows Spirit to transform our lives, because we're bringing our attention to it. And the more we bring our attention to it, the more examples show up. Because the world is reflective, because the universe is reflective. It will keep showing us what we believe it to be. Recognition is the first step of affirmative prayer, isn't it, right? You've been to Foundations class or any one of these classes we teach here. Recognition is the first step in affirmative prayer. So that's where we start. We start by just recognizing abundance wherever we see it. I mean, think about you. You're over 7 trillion cells in your body. Oh my God, over 7 trillion cells in your body. Not all of them human, by the way. Actually, less than half are human, but we're not even going to go there today. But think about it. You have over 7 trillion cells in your body, and they're all living life, and they're having a great old time. You yourself are abundance. You are abundance. You're an abundance of cells. You're an abundance of carbon atoms. You're an abundance of all kinds of good things. Minerals and enzymes and hormones and all kinds of stuff. You are abundance itself. In recognizing the truth of abundance, we must also know we are worthy of it. And this is a little bit about where we get hooked, isn't it? This is a little bit, this is the place, I think we're going to get hooked by it. We get hooked here. We are Spirit's own. We are made of the same stuff. There's only one thing to make anything out of in the entire universe, and that's Spirit. Spirit made everything. What did it make everything of? It made everything out of itself, because it's the only thing there is, right? All you have is clay, everything's made out of clay. All you have is wood, everything is going to be made out of wood. Well, God, all it had was God, so it's made everything out of God. So everything, thank you, so that everything in the manifest universe is made of the same stuff. It's made of God's stuff. And if you believe God is worthy, you must believe you are worthy. You're made in the image and after the likeness. This is the truth of who we are. We're made of the same stuff. We're made of energy. We are all energy. Everything's energy. This lectern is energy. Everything, the chairs you're sitting in, it's energy. It's all energy. That's all there is. And that energy is Spirit. Everything is made out of one thing. So if we believe the worth of God, if we believe in infinite goodness and infinite love and infinite joy and infinite abundance, then we have to be that too. We must be that too, right? We must believe in our worth. And I don't know where to go from there. And we don't receive our good because we don't know our worth. We don't receive our good because we get not because we ask not, right? Oh my gosh. I mean, I remember even growing up I grew up in the Catholic Church, but I remember growing up in the Catholic Church, right? They say it out loud, Lord, I am not worthy. It's like, oh God, I'm sorry, but we've got to move on from that consciousness, right? We have to move on from that consciousness. Who do I think I am, right? There's a lot of that. Who do you think you are? I know I was told that from my parents when I was growing up. Who do you think you are? Okay. Well, who do you think you are? You're a child of God. You're an adult in the image and after the likeness of Spirit. You are Spirit in form. You are Spirit in form. And every single cell and atom of your body is Spirit also. Every single part of you is Spirit, because Spirit is out picturing as form. So you're all Spirit. I know this, you're a Spirit having a human experience or something like that. No, you're a Spirit having a spiritual experience because it's all Spirit anyway. It's only one thing happening is Spirit, so that's it. So absolutely we are worthy and we are deserving. But we hear, ever since we're little, like the human race consciousness talks about limited pie, human race consciousness also flows through your parents or your grandparents or your culture saying, who do you think you are, right? Or you can't have that, or nothing is given, or you got to earn that. Nothing's given away. You have to pay your dues before you get wealthy. You have to pay your dues. There's no such thing as a free lunch. I mean, we're told that stuff our whole lives, aren't we? You got to work hard. You got to earn every penny. You've got to earn love. You've got to earn respect. You've got to earn joy. Certainly you have to earn money. Certainly. These human race thoughts in the world, flowing through human race consciousness, they also limit our experience of the world, because we buy into them as well. I've got to work hard, and if I don't work hard, it's not worth it. If I don't work hard, I don't deserve it. If it comes easily and effortless to me, I don't deserve it. And what if your good can flow into your experience easily and effortless? What if? What would you do with it then? How would you feel about it? How would you incorporate that into your life if it can flow easily and effortless, without struggle, without strife, without strain, without limitation, without blah, 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 on and on and on. What if it could flow easily and effortlessly? I got to tell you, I don't know if you know this, but I do the plumbing in this place. This is my second job. And John and I were in the men's room the other day fixing the urinal. Thank you very much. It was me. Okay. We finally got the right part after they sent us like 3 times. They sent us the wrong part, didn't fit. We finally got the right part. It's been how many months? Guys would know, I wouldn't. And we went in there, took the pieces apart, dropped in the new piece, put it all back together again, turned it on, flushed it, went, can it be that easy? It was like, it just worked. It was like 2 seconds. Take the old piece out, drop the new piece on, close it back down. It was like, flush, 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 flush. And we looked at each other and went, wait, can it be that easy? wait, can it be that easy? Yes, it can be that easy. Life can flow. Life can flow. Huh, I love it. Anyway, what a great and grand and glorious thing that is. Not to struggle and strain and strive, but just drop the right piece in and it works like a charm. What if your life can be like that in all areas? Well, of course it can. Of course it can. When you align with Spirit, things flow. And if you can accept good and great things into your life without any effort, who cares? Right? Who cares if good things can flow into your experience with no effort and no stress and no strain? Who cares? Who's keeping score anyway, right? Who's keeping score about all the good stuff? Your neighbor is keeping score. Let me just tell you, your neighbor is. That's who. That voice of the community, or that voice, that human race voice that goes, he didn't deserve that. How did he get that? That's what, I work so hard and I don't get that. How come he's got that? She didn't earn that. How come she has that? She shouldn't have that. Again, that's opinion. That is not spiritual truth. And what would Terry Cole Whitaker, right? What other people think of me is none of my business? Who cares? Who cares who's keeping score? Nobody should have anything that I don't have because I worked hard for what I have, so none of you people should have any more than I have. That is just such limitation, such lack mentality. It's just another opinion. It's not truth. It's not spiritual truth. Spiritual truth is the gifts of God are given to all alike. That's it. The gifts of God are given to all alike. Love, joy, abundance, peace, unity, I don't know, all of them. Think of all of them. Harmony, power, they are given to all alike. There is no such thing as not fair, right? We have a worthiness, I can't say it. We have a worthiness issue. We do not have a shortage issue. There's no shortage of abundance. There's no shortage of joy. There's no shortage of health. There's no shortage of wisdom. We don't have a shortage issue. We have a worthiness challenge. And so it is up to us to make that our spiritual practice. The gifts of Spirit are given to all alike. We have to heal our false belief around our own self-worth and stop identifying with the voice of the world that tell us we don't deserve it, or we haven't earned it, or we're born sinners, or we're not good enough. Those are all voices of human race consciousness that have flown, they flow through our minds because they are in universal subjective mind. They are in human race consciousness and they flow through everything. Like an ill wind, they flow through everything. We've been hearing them since we were born. We need to reject them. We need to reverse our position in the law. And if you hear it on a personal level, you need to find out who that voice is. Who is it the voice of? Is it your mom? Is it your dad? Is it your grandparents? Find out who that voice belongs to and forgive, because that's a huge key. That is a huge key to it. Forgive them. They were doing the best they can. It was their belief system. It wasn't truth. Might have been their belief system, but we have to free ourselves of the opinions of the past, particularly when they're not ours. They were not our opinions. They were just opinions we took on because we believed them. Because we were little, they were big, whatever. We believed them. but they are opinions from the past. We free ourselves when we forgive. Practice forgiveness when you hear that voice in your head and you identify who it comes from. It's your job then to forgive them. That frees us up in the present. Ernest Holmes, in The Power of an Idea, said, "Let us know that the law of mind, the law of God, operates exactly like a mirror. It reflects back to us what we present to it. Let us learn to rightly use this power greater than we are, to accept it as ever present with us, responding to us, always reacting affirmatively to what we do, always casting out the past as we let it, always creating a new future if we accept it. Let us begin to feel we're worthy of the best we can envision. Let us get joy out of living and having a sense of happiness about it. Let us learn to trust where we cannot trace, feeling that each day is an adventure down the pathway of love and success." You know, why don't you want to wake up tomorrow morning with that? I want to wake up with that. I am happily treading down the pathway of love and success. Then, the last part of this thing, remember we said recognizing, knowing our worthiness, and then accepting, right? And then accepting. Accept. This is the truth of us. Welcome in the good. Welcome it. Not even knowing what it is or where it's coming from. Because we don't have to, because that's the how. How? I don't know, but it's coming, right? I don't know. We prepare ourselves and we prepare the way, right? We prepare ourselves by the prayer and the affirmations and the wild acceptance, and the welcoming happens, right? When we prepare ourselves, when we know of our worthiness, we prepare the way. We prepare the way for the good to flow into our experience. We make it welcome. And in a way, what we're doing, what? We're showing the universe we're serious. This is not just some passing thought. We show the universe we are serious, right? I'm serious about declaring my good. I'm serious about knowing my good. I'm serious that there is good and greater good right here in the universe, and I ought to have it. Emma Curtis Hopkins. And the last part of that is there's no plan B. There's no plan B. Plan B is a great way to dissipate our energy, right? Oh, I really want this, but just in case, right? But just in case, I'm going to back myself up with a little plan B. All plan B does is reinforce a false idea that we cannot have what we want, or that we cannot trust the universe to give us what we want. We prepare ourselves by getting our head and our heart and our feet all pointed in the same direction, right? The direction of our good. More than that, like if we get into plan B manifesting, you can see where it's just, it flows energy away from our goal, away from our purpose. My note, I get notes from the universe online. My note from the universe this week said, it does little good to say you want something and then just in case, prepare to be without it. Right? Stay clear, stay true. There'll be plenty of time to make a plan B. If the plan A in your goal and where you're all aligned with, if for some reason it works out differently than you thought, then you can make another plan at that point. But you don't make your plan B while you still haven't manifested your plan A. You keep yourself focused on what you want. Recognize it, know your worth, welcome it in. Accept abundance as our truth. It is the truth of us. It is a spiritual truth. Just like gravity, just like electricity, it exists. It is the spiritual truth of us. And I know all of this sounds actually like an affirmative prayer, doesn't it? We have to recognize it. We have to unify with it, which is step 2. Unify with it means we're worthy. And then we have to accept it. We have to declare it as so, which is step 3, right? The realization step. It does sound like a prayer. Our life is a prayer. Our whole life is a prayer. Stay steeped in principle. Speak only truth. Turn your back on human race consciousness and welcome in your good. Thank you.
or something better is waiting for me. I know that this or something better is the key that will set my heart free. I'm gonna let go of control. I'm gonna get out of my way. I know the universe conspired to bring me heaven today. I know that this or something better is waiting for me. I know that this or something better is the key that will set my heart free. I'm tired of playing it small. I'm doing what I think I should. The universe stands up to meet me, to claim my highest form of good. I know that this or something better is waiting for me. I know that this or something better is the key that will set my heart free. I know it, I claim it, I have it right now. I know it, I claim it, I have it right now. One more time. I know it, I claim it, I have it right now. I know it, I claim it, I have it right now. And this or something better is waiting for me and you. I know that this or something better is the key that will set my heart free. I'm gonna say yes to my dream. Let my imagination soar. I know that I have gifts that I must use, and that was what I'm put here for. I know that this or something better is waiting for me. I can't hear you. I say that this or something better is the scene that will set my heart free. Hey, I know it, I claim it, I have it right now. I know it, I claim it, I have it right now. What? I know it, I claim it, I have it right now. I know it, I claim it, I have it right now. And this or something better is waiting for me and you and you and you. And this or something better is the seed that will set my heart free. Thank you.
Okay, we have the best music. Thank you, Andy Anderson, and our celebration singers. Backing up. Just the best, just the best. So this is time for our conscious circulation, and we're going to just know abundance. We're steeped in it. We're surrounded by it. It's pressing up against us, and we are putting ourselves in the flow. So let's go to prayer. I know and accept the abundance of God. I know that it is a quality of spirit. Therefore, it is a quality of each and every out-picturing manifestation of spirit, and we are that. I know that there is good and more good, and we ought to have it. And we do, and we have, and we pass on our first and best to those people, places, and things that support this idea, that support the idea of spiritual truth in the world. And so we give gratefully for all the good that we've already received. We give graciously. We just are in that flow of giving and receiving and giving and receiving and knowing it is a spiritual truth of us. And we simply let it flow. And so it is. love that song. Isn't that wonderful? Yes. Talk about being in the river of abundance, right? I just love it. Anyway, this is our time for the Miracle Minute, and here's the thing: when you keep focusing on the Miracle Minutes and on the demonstrations of answered prayer in your life, then you keep getting more and more of them. And so I keep getting more and more demonstrations to share with you. I love this. I'll try to be quick. John said I already talked too much today. You went on too long. Okay, listen. This Miracle Minute is actually because of you, our dear Vision community. You know that Adopt-A-Bill we have, that Adopt-A-Bill board out there? You've been adopting bills and paying for them for us, so that lightens, or the challenge on Vision. Well, one of those columns was called Community Outreach, and you didn't exactly know what it was. But it was some money for us to be able to give to the community to support it and to support the good work that is being done from other companies, organizations, people. And what came to my attention this last week was Patti Sandoval and her animal rescue in Tijuana. She rescues little street dogs, homed feral dogs, and mostly they're females, and she scoops them up and she gets them spayed. And then she, of course, gets them healthy and tries to get them rehomed, and in most cases she does. Well, we raised $50 a month, so that's $600 for the whole year. The whole year has already been purchased by you, dear Vision community. And so we sent Patti Sandoval and her organization $200, which in Tijuana, she can get a female dog spayed at $40. So that's at least 5 dogs that she can get spayed for the money we sent her for these dogs that are desperately in need of our care. So that's what we have done with part of the community outreach money. Congratulate yourself. You are answered prayer for our community. I got another prayer. Someone who will remain anonymous has been praying abundance, praying to feel abundantly supplied and financially secure, and she received a card in the mail for a $25 restaurant gift card. Yay, that's wonderful. And then the next day received a $500 debit card for her to spend for whatever she needs. And she writes, can't wait to see what the rest of the week brings. I love it. I just love it. Okay, and the last demonstration of answered prayer that I want to share with you is that we signed our lease. Yay. So our wonderful negotiator negotiated on our behalf. Our landlord, who had lowered our rent substantially, significantly, well, the rent's gone up. You knew that was going to happen eventually, so it has gone up. The good news is it's not as high as the other commercial properties are, so we're still in a great position. Yes, we're still in a good position. We're going to need everybody to, keep bringing ideas to us, to share the space, to rent the place out, to do things. But we are, yay, so that is also answered prayer. I'm so excited. Yay, 5-year lease. We're here. Yes, we are here. And to that end, I want to thank our core council, Andy Piver, who's our president of our core council, Dorothy Darling, treasurer of the core council, and Rich Poser, the newest addition to our core council, who's the secretary. And I want to bring Rich up just to talk just brief about the new lease and about our plans.
Thank you, Reverend Patti. The good news is, yes, we do have a lease. The other side of that is it's approximately a 30% increase in our lease month on month, and will go up 4% a year for the next 5 years. So it's kind of a difficult decision we had to make, visioning that we would be able to satisfy that obligation. But Reverend Patti and the core council, we had a special meeting on Wednesday. We considered the financial impact of the rent increase. We discussed it for quite a while. We prayed over it for quite a while, and then finally came to the point where we did say yes. We believe that with your support and the benevolent universe we live in, we can meet this obligation. We all affirm that we live in a world of abundance. And a minister that led me in my spiritual path had a phrase about that we live in a world of abundance, and that's our affirmation. But at times you have to get up off your affirmation and get into action. It takes a village to support the spiritual community, and you're all part of this village. We each give as we are able of treasure, time, and talent to support Vision CSL. We do this so this ministry will continue to grow and we can share Reverend Patti's message in this world, and we continue to live in this space, our spiritual home. Here in this sanctuary, and for those joining us online, we're sitting in a very precious asset, this very space. If you look around you, you'll see ample seating for over 200 people, a professional lighting equipment, audio, sound systems, a kitchen providing food and refreshments, dining tables, computer equipment, and the cameras that are in the corners and in the back for recording studio quality video and streaming internet projections. In short, this is an excellent theater and meeting space as well as a worship home. And yet, we only utilize this space a few hours every week, and the rest of the time it's dark and underused most of the time. Last week, we hosted the Don L. Big Band concert, which was an amazing success. I gather the applause of the people in here, you online, hit your chat buttons up and down and up and down. To let you know, there were 170 attendees in this room at $35 a ticket. I'm going to do some little numbers for you here. Plus, we sold refreshments before and during the intermission. If you participated or watched the video, you saw this place rocking for over 3 hours. Andy was a part of it, and the rest of the room was on their feet dancing. Now, here's the ticket. Most importantly, Vision CSL netted a profit of $2,300 for the one night. That's our share of the ticket sales and the refreshments. 1 or 2 events of that level each month, or more frequent smaller events, will more than make up for the difference in the rent increase and take us from the red to the black every month. Not to mention, it also introduces us to potential new congregants that come to these events. I see 2 great old friends, Lou and Sherry, who I know from previous worship lives, came to the concert and are here today. That kind of what they call a side door is really important for the growth of the congregation. Let me start by saying much of the effort in producing and managing these events has fallen entirely on Johnny Kirko. He is our hero, has done an amazing job, and deserves this round of applause and then some. But this is not a one-man operation. It takes a whole village to support him. And here's where you all come in. I'm forming a committee of volunteers to market and promote this space throughout San Diego County, to rent, to host events, which include musical performance, business meetings, conferences, theater groups, weddings, bar mitzvahs, and in fact, other spiritual and religious groups that don't have a space of their own. Imagine renting this entire space for a Friday night or a Saturday morning Jewish synagogue service that doesn't have a worship home of their own, or Saturday Jewish Sabbath services, or an afternoon after 2 o'clock when we're out of here for another Christian group that might want to celebrate a Sunday worship service. We need to be creative and beat out the bushes. So I'm going to be looking for people who with either experience or at least desire in marketing, promotion, event management, catering, tech support. You want to learn how to run the lights and the audio systems, advertising, or just plain having fun working together. You can see me after service, or there will be a contact page up on our website very soon. Johnny is nodding. And the people online, this is a perfect opportunity to join us through either Zoom or homework and get this place rocking. It takes a vision to raise CSL, and you are all part of that village. Thank you.
We've been given a challenge, and I know we can rise to the occasion. And now it is time for the last word by Johnny Kirko.
I look forward to what Jim's going to have for me each week. Thank you, Jim. There wasn't really a song there, it was just some notes, huh? Thanks, Jim. So everybody online, our Vision Meet and Greet is available if you want to get together and say hello to our community abroad. We also have practitioners available for one-on-one prayer, so like to have you there and welcome for that. Today is Hospitality Sunday. We continue that. We have food after our celebration today, so stay with us. I know that Larry had set it up. It's the Jewish New Year, so he asked everybody to bring things that had to do with your New Year. So we know that came through. Thank you, everybody, for being a part of that. And we also need help in putting up tables and taking them down and all that kinds of stuff. And if you want to join the hospitality team, we'd love to talk to you guys in regards to that. Coffee Connection. Haven't talked about that recently. Coffee Connection is every Monday through Friday at 8:30. Join Reverend Lori Sheets in our community to get together and just say hello. It's all online. We're just saying hi. This Saturday, Jacob Glass is going to be in this space. Speaking of renting out the space, Jacob Glass will be here. He's going to be here from 10 a.m. in the morning till about 12. He is entertaining. You will be filled when you walk out of this room, let me tell you. Jacob Glass right here. We have a concert coming up this month. It's going to be on October 15th with Darlene Koldenhoven. Mark, did you want to say a few things about Darlene?
Yes, Darlene, for many years was the #1 call soprano for film. If you saw Yanni at the Acropolis, did you ever see that? The high soprano, that's Darlene. When I went to film school, I lived in her house, so we got to know each other very well. And she's been writing incredible piano music for the past few years, and she's winning all these awards. So she's coming down with a couple hotshot LA studio session musicians to do a concert here. So it will be an amazing show. It's like unique in San Diego. So please come and please tell people about it. And she's the real deal. Let's put it this way. She was backup singer for Barbra Streisand in stadium concerts. Imagine that, you know, like talk about pressure. So anyway, so please come.
Tickets are available on the website and also online. Yes, Ann? It is? It's Saturday. It's 2 Saturdays from now, so October 15th. I did the program, so I screwed it up. Thank you for pointing that out, Ann. Anybody else want to say what I've also messed up on? There will be a line available next to Rich's line for that. Thank you, and Betty will be back next week. Love Betty. Reverend Patti, you have a class you want to talk about? This is Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. Is that correct?
Oh, that starts October. Yeah. Okay, October 17th. It's a Monday evening. It's only a 5-week class. Change your thinking, change your life. Don't you want to change your thinking, change your life? Like Paul Hemmerling says, a good Sunday talk. I hope this was a good Sunday talk. I know I went long. I apologize for that. But a good Sunday talk will change your day. A good class will change your life. So come join me, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. It's a foundational level class. We're going to talk all about money, finances, love, health, life, all that stuff, and the principles. So join me. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Patti. I want you to know, so when we have always scheduled these meetings, our get-togethers, Patti was always like, we will be 1 hour, and that's all we'll be. So when she's going a little long, I'm over here going, my time up here is going to be cut short. So we're not letting that happen today. Chakra party. The chakra party is going to be headed up by Hummingbird. She's doing that for 4 weeks. It's starting on Thursday evening, starting October 18th. She will, what's that? 13th. I've got dates all messed up today. When Betty's not here, I really get screwed up. Anyway, so if you want to be a part of that, she's going through the 4 weeks in the chakra and stuff, so she's calling it a party. But she's basically going to do a class on that, so join us for that. Our Adopt-A-Bill. We finished the Adopt-A-Bill last week. We raised over $8,000 for this community through that fundraiser. Thank you, guys. You rocked. You rock. And you got bills to take home with you, our little beanie babies that Rich and Janet gave to us. Thank you guys for doing that. We are going to keep the board up, just so you know, so if you continue to want to support that, you know, it's the bills for the year that we put up on the board. So thank you for everybody who's done that and being a part of that. Next week, Reverend Patti's not here. It's Peter Boland, and we have Janet Hammer going to be with us, so we have some good stuff here. We haven't seen Peter in a few years in this house, so we're very happy to have him back. Peter's talk is Who is My Neighbor? So, new membership. So Lee, who is who's been coming now recently with us, has said to me, John, how come you don't push getting people to become members of Vision? So now I'm going to do that. Join Vision and become a part of our organization. In 2 weeks, we're going to have a little group up here who's going to come up, and we're going to welcome them into it. You get a fantastic badge, and also you get to be a part of our organization. It's not a whole lot more than that. You get to be of what we do here and join us and welcome us into that through your consciousness. So see me or our practitioners, Nan, who's available after our service today, and she'll be happy to give you a form and talk to you about that. So it is the beginning of October. If your birthday's this month, please stand up. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, sugar babies. Happy birthday to you. And of course, we have cake. Larry, you want to tell them what kind of cake we got?
We have this week carrot cake.
Carrot cake. Carrot cake, thank you. It's not my birthday, and I love carrot cake.
You did a good talk today.
Thank you very much. All right, thanks, guys. See you soon.
Okay, we're going to stand up and we're going to say affirmations right now, and we're going to ground in the truth of them, knowing that this truth just flows through us and as us into the world. Yes, they are up there. They're the right ones. I've got the right paper. Let's do this thing. I attract loving and positive people into my life. The universe is conspiring in my favor. I am creative and open to new solutions. I see 2, 2, 2. Okay, we're going to say number 2 again. The universe is conspiring in my favor. Okay, let's say it again. The universe is conspiring in my favor. Oh, let's just take that into prayer, knowing that it is true. The universe always has our back. The universe is forever reflecting back to us our most predominant thought. And our most predominant thought is high now. It is high. It is consciousness expanding and expanding and expanding, as Dr. Holmes said. We are seeing the bigger picture of what our life is and what it continues to be. We are out picturing more and more of the consciousness of spirit, which is the truth of us. We turn our back on human race consciousness and we know spiritual truth, and we demonstrate from that because we know that cause is the first thing. Consciousness outpictures itself, and we know and accept that this is the truth of us. Giving great thanks, I simply let it be, and so it is.
This world, the presence of Spirit's grace for all. I live the truth that sets all people free. I am the peace of God. I am the peace of God. And I shine.